right. Good evening, everyone. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we have roll call, please?
Supervisor McGlasson?
Here.
Councilwoman Campbell? Present. Councilman Tempori?
Here.
Councilman Ruthven?
Here.
Councilman Boyd?
Here.
All present.
Thank you. So, to start off the meeting tonight, we are going to swear in our newest police officer for the town of Kent. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we did the resolution, so tonight is just the swearing in. So, Officer Cha-Cha, do you want to come up here? Okay. You ready? Yes. Oh, I need the Bible. Can you give me the Bible?
Sure. You got it?
Yeah. I'm not that old yet.
You barely got up for the pledge.
Debatable.
Wow. I had just sat down.
The family can...
Yes.
Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Brian Cha-Cha,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties of police officer
and I will faithfully discharge my duties as a police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Brian's a local resident. His dad came up, gave him his badge, and his little sister and his wife are here with him. We're very happy to have Brian. He's got to go to the academy at the beginning of the year. So hopefully you'll see him out on the road in about 6 months. Thank you very much.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bill here.
Yeah, he's right there. So our next item is building department, our fees. I invite Bill Walters, our building inspector, up to discuss this item with us.
I'm getting text a grocery list for after the meeting.
I think we have everything in our packet, so if you don't want to
Well, I'll take another one.
give more. Is it?
Are they all the same?
Okay,
Pass them down.
thank you.
The first sheet that I handed out to you is already in the, on the web for last week.
Okay.
The first sheet that good evening, Bill Walters, Building Inspector, Town of Kent. Good evening, Town Board, Madam Supervisor. The first sheet that I gave you, which is the 2004 Building Department Report, it's a year-to-date. We're not at the end of the year, so only the highlighted numbers there are show the number of permits, plumbing permits, renewals, gas permits, COs. So right now, currently, we're at 321 building permits that we've issued for this year. We've issued 34 gas permits, 189 COs, 148 C&C, Certificate of Compliances, and we've done 747 inspections, 191 complaints. That's just me. That's not Bill Looney. That's not Jack Keir. Nobody else. That's just myself. Those numbers, the year-to-date number for the complaints will be at the end of the year. Searches, it's 175. Those are the municipal searches. They're all done by Kathy. ZBA variances are 29, and we've done 356 FOIL requests, and 185 MS4 letters have gone out. What we're primarily here for tonight is about the permit increases, permit fees. Our last time we did permit fees was in 2017 in April. And we only increased the building permits and we increased the COs and CNCs. Everything else stayed the same. So there hasn't been an increase in many of these categories in over 13 years. So I thought it was time that we did an increase. On the sheet that I gave to you last week, or went on the web, shows the comparables to other towns. And we have been generally the lowest. We've been saying it right along. We've been the lowest in all of the towns. And now what we're looking at do is bringing it up to comparable where everybody else is. What we're proposing is an application fee, flat rate, $50. Basic permit fee would increase to $100. And that would also, we're charging, so it would be $100 for the flat rate, and then from $10 would go to $20 per thousand. That's based on an estimated construction cost. We started looking at the Carmel's, and a lot of the other towns do permits based on square footage. And we haven't had a good base number. We've always, if somebody comes in with a permit and they don't give us a figure of what the construction, we've always based our construction cost at $10 a square foot. The assessor used to be 12 or 15. When I started looking at what the other towns are going, we should go the same way. And when I started contacting local contractors who are building houses and decks and everything else, they're telling me that they're getting anywhere from $185 to $265 square foot to build a house. Another contractor tells me his basic is $200 a square foot. They're getting $45 a square foot for decks. Some are getting $50. So that's what the rates are going up to. So we need to bring ourselves up to today's standards. So what we're looking at is that the residential new construction would be $200 a square foot. If you're doing an addition for finished space, if you're doing a basement and that's going to be converted into living space, that's going to be $25 a square foot. Commercial is $300 a square foot. Decks would go to $50 a square foot. Garages would be $75 a square foot. Sheds would be $25 a square foot. Supplements, when permit runs out after 1 year, we give them a 6-month supplement extension. Sometimes they need a little bit more time to finish the project up. That's been $50. We're going to raise that up to $75. COs, which are $75 currently, we're going to raise to $100. Plumbing permits, they're currently at $50. They haven't been raised in over 13 years. That permit's going to go to $100, and that's for the first 5 fixtures. We were currently charging $5 a fixture. That would go to $10 a fixture over the 5. Gas permits, $50. We're going to go to $100. Municipal searches, currently we're at $100. Everybody else is getting $200, $250 for municipal searches. We're going to go up to $200. So it puts us where everybody else is getting, and what the industry is getting. That's what we're proposing. And on the bottom of the back sheet, you can see the comparison between Kent, which is our current rate, Carmel, Patterson, Southeast, and Putt Valley, and what their rates are. So you can see where we are now and where we need to go.
I think these are all pretty fair increases.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing that jumps out here that we're way above everybody
No.
else. I do have kind of an off fee schedule topic, going back to your report, looking at our numbers so far this year. Is that the total is there going to be more onto that? I'm just comparing it to 21, 22, and 23, and we seem low almost across the board.
Our permits are down this year. I mean, I still got the month of December to go. I don't expect that we're going to get to the 414 that we did last year. But, I mean, our gas permits are down dramatically. And a couple of years ago, we were doing 125, 115. I think everybody's got a generator now. So those gas permits have dropped down dramatically. One of the things we are beginning to see is that people are converting their houses from fuel oil heat, and they're changing their furnaces out to propane. So we are beginning to see some of those. And with everybody trying to sell their houses now, we're in a big rush to get COs and CNCs. Now, one of the other things that I put on here is that after the fact, prices right now, we take the permit fee and we double it. That's the fine, because you didn't come in and get it. I want to increase that by 3. People have been, I mean, I have a house, for example, that, I mean, they're doing a house, they did an addition in 1984. They never got a permit for the work. You know, so all those years, you know, they did it, so I mean, there should be something. I mean, when they come in and they say, well, the deck only cost me $1,000. All right, so we're already at the flat rate of $100 plus $10 more, so now that permit would cost them $200. Gee whiz, I wouldn't do anything at that rate, and nobody else is doing it either. And when you look at our totals, almost 1/3 of our permits that we've been issued out this year, or rather on COs and stuff like that, have been for work that's been done prior without any permits. Almost 1/3 of all the work that we've done. So out of that 313, it's like 92 after the fact.
I feel like it should be higher. You should be really trying to.
Well, I mean, we can go higher. I would not suggest going as high as Putt Valley, which is $1,425.
For what?
That's a flat fee.
That's the to get your permit after the work is done.
Flat
fee.
Yeah.
How's that working out for them?
I don't know. I didn't ask them.
Yeah, no, I didn't see there.
But most towns, I mean, some towns are getting $250 for a flat fee.
And just to reiterate, you're suggesting that we triple what we're at right now?
Correct.
Okay.
There needs to be some type of incentive to come into the office and get a permit. And if you're not, then you ought to be paying the fine.
I would support it, but I think in a year or two, if you're finding that they're still not coming in, we jack it again.
Correct.
Because we need to deter that somehow.
Yep.
All right?
Yeah,
right,
and
is
maybe make an
everyone-
amnesty time, you get 1 year, come
Yeah,
in,
we can-
and then really raise the fees up, and then you say, well, you had the time to come in.
Yep. I mean, we have people that have got permits that are out there, that I issued 11 years ago, and the folks are not done with their projects yet. You know, they come in, some people come in regularly, every 6 months, and they get their renewals. You know, they've spent more on renewals than they did on the original permit fee.
Yeah, right? Okay.
All right.
So, just a quick question, just so the public has an idea. Obviously, a lot of these fees are to cover our expenses, right? To have you go out to job sites.
Correct.
And all that. So just so the public understands, when you go out to do a plumbing inspection, when you say fixtures, you're talking about a sink, a toilet, something like that.
Right.
You're just making sure that it's,
On a new home, I do an average of 11 inspections on a new home.
One
Now-
single home.
One single home.
Inspected 11 times.
Correct.
yeah. And this is to make sure that things are to code.
They're
So
at
really-
code, that they're being installed properly.
Yep.
Okay, for example, you use the plumbing. For a brand new home, they'll put the rough plumbing into the slab for the drains and everything else. I go out and make sure that all the joints are proper, there's no 90 degrees, that the system is filled with water to make sure there's no leaks in it, because once they put the concrete over it, you can't get to it anymore. So there's one inspection. And then when the house is built, they start running a copper pipe, or the PEX tubing now is the big thing that everybody's using. So then we go in and we check the PEX tubing, make sure it's holding pressure, there's no leaks in it. And when they get the plumbing from the sinks down into the mains, then they have to fill that up with water to the roof, overflows, to make sure the drain and vents don't leak. Okay, so there's 3 inspections. When we go to do the final inspection on the house, we test all the toilets, make sure that the water flows out of them with the sink running, that you're not losing water pressure. We make sure that there's no leaks underneath the sinks. Test to make sure the drains work. So there's, we're at 4 inspections there. That's just for plumbing. Now, we don't do electrical, okay? Gas inspections, for example, on the generators, we'll go out and we'll test, the company will put the tanks in, they'll put the pipe in, they'll pressurize it, so there's one test. And then I generally have to go back and test the final when it's all hooked up, so there's 2 inspections. That's just for gas. And we don't get permits for generators, so we only get the gas permits for the generators.
Right. So these fees aren't just the government being a pain in the neck, it's really a consumer protection.
Correct.
Yeah.
If I go out and do an insulation inspection on a house, you know, if they miss something on the insulation, then I got to go back. Now, in the town code, there is a thing in there where I can charge $75 for re-inspection. I haven't done it yet in 11 years. I'm not sure if my predecessor ever did. It would be a bookkeeping nightmare to go out and do a re-inspection. But I will tell you, I mean, I threaten them that if I have to come back out here a third time, you're going to pay. But on the other side of the coin is that I have a contractor that comes in and says he's going to build a house for $150,000, and I look at him and go, it's doubtful that you're going to be able to build a 2-family house or a 1-family house with 2 bedrooms for $150,000 with the construction costs. Oh yeah, no, I can do it. I'm doing it all myself. And then later on down the road, you find out, well, how much did this project really cost you? Well, it was about $375,000. But we only charged the permit fee for $150,000. Now I got to chase them around with an affidavit to get the final cost because I won't issue a CO until I get paid up.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Okay? Thank you very much.
Any public comment? No? Okay, I think we should vote on this tonight, if everyone's good with that.
Absolutely.
Ann, you're good with that?
Ready?
Yep.
I make a motion to pass a resolution amending the building department fees, whereas pursuant to Chapter 36 of the Town of Kent Code, the town board may adopt and establish a schedule of fees by resolution, and whereas by letter dated December 12th, 2024, the Town of Kent Building Inspector has recommended that the building department fees be updated to reflect current costs, a copy of which is annexed hereto and hereby incorporated herein, and whereas the town board wishes to accept the building inspector's recommendation and update the building department's fees as indicated on December 12th, 2024 letter, now therefore be it resolved that the following fee schedule for the building department is hereby adopted as of January 1st, 2025, and shall be posted in the office of the town clerk. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
We missed one little clause, I don't know if it matters.
I jumped over something?
There's a second page.
About the 3 times.
Oh, no, but there be it further resolved, town supervisor authorized to directly to take all necessary action, blah, blah.
All right, be it further resolved, the town supervisor hereby authorized to direct and take all necessary action to give effect to this resolution. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
What, we're not double-sided tonight like we usually are?
Okay, next we have Hustace Park. We have the negative declaration for SECRA. So I'm asking that we pass this tonight so we can continue our work at Hustace.
Yeah?
This has been a long time coming, so.
This is the last step for us to be able to execute the contract for the grant. We had to go
Yes.
through an archaeological evaluation and various other procedures to get to this point.
But everything is good, so I'm asking the board to approve this tonight. Any comment?
No?
Any public comment?
Sue Cox for Town of Kent. What exactly is this about? I mean, the declaration of, the negative declaration. What does it entail? What does it permit you to do?
Nancy, do you want to explain? I know Jamie was the one that
So the town wants to do a project at Hustace Park, and they're required under the law to do an environmental review and see whether or not the proposed project is a listed action, unlisted action, and whether or not it's going to have an effect on the environment or not. So a neg deck is basically, this finds that it's an unlisted action under the law, and that They previously made themselves lead agency to do this environmental assessment. They reviewed the full environmental assessment form last year that was prepared by the engineers, and they're making a determination that there is no significant adverse impact on the environment by doing this.
Who is they are determining?
Well, the board is going
The
to
town
adopt this
board is
resolution.
determining
Yes.
themselves.
After reviewing the environmental assessment form.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Ann, do you want to read this one?
Okay. I make a motion to adopt a resolution adopting the negative declaration under SECRA for the Hustace Park expansion. Whereas the town of Kent desires to improve Hustace Park by constructing a bathroom facility and pavilion, multi-use sport court, new parking lot, and reconfiguring the existing parking lot and repaving the existing basketball court, hereinafter referred to as the project. And whereas the project represents an unlisted action pursuant to the New York State Environmental Review Act, or SECRA, and the town board considers itself the most appropriate agency to conduct the required environmental review for the project. And whereas pursuant to 6 NYCRR 617.6, the town board previously established itself as lead agency for the project by resolution dated June 6, 2023, and issued a negative declaration by resolution dated November 14, 2023. And whereas since November 14, 2023, Insight Engineering, on behalf of the town board, has reviewed and updated the full environmental assessment form, FEAF, in accordance with SECRA, and as such, the town circulated an updated intent to be lead agency notice by mail and email to all involved and interested agencies on February 9, 2024. And whereas as no objections were received from the other involved agencies, the Town of Kent Town Board formally acknowledged themselves as lead agency at their February 6, 2024 meeting. And whereas as lead agency, the Town Board has duly reviewed the EAF, the public record, and the latest plans. And whereas to determine whether the action may have a significant adverse effect on the environment, the Town Board has compared the impacts that may be reasonably be expected to result from the action and compared them against the criteria for determining significance set forth in SECRA 6 NYCRR section 617.7C. And whereas the Town Board has thoroughly analyzed and identified the relevant areas of environmental concern to determine if the action may have a significant adverse impact on the environment, and has taken the requisite hard look at the potential environmental impacts of the action. And whereas the Town Board concludes that the proposed action will not have any significant adverse environmental impacts, now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Kent hereby adopts the negative declaration attached hereto for the proposed action based upon its determination that the action will not have significant adverse environmental impacts. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Next, the zoning board, we received a letter informing us that Joseph Greco will be resigning from the zoning board. And then I have, it's all one resolution, so I'm gonna do it all together. And then I have an email from Gorda Macho, the chairman, asking us to appoint their alternate member, Vivian Gerardo, to the zoning board, as well as then advertise for the alternate member for the zoning board.
Okay.
Any board comment, public comment?
I make a motion to pass a resolution accepting the resignation of a member, appointing an alternate, and advertising for a new alternate of the Zoning Board of Appeals. Whereas the Town of Kent wishes to accept the resignation of Joseph Greco as a member of the Zoning Board of Appeals, ZBA, and whereas by email dated December 11th, 2024, Gordon Macchio, Chairman of the Zoning Board of Appeals, has recommended that Vivian Gerardo, the current alternate member, be appointed as a member of the zoning, or ZBA, to fill the vacancy left by Mr. Greco, and whereas the Town Board of the Town of Kent wishes to accept the recommendation of Mr. Macchio, appoint Vivian Gerardo as member of the ZBA and to advertise for applicants for the vacant alternate position on the ZBA. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board accepts the resignation of Joseph Greco as a member of the Zoning Board of Appeals with thanks for his service, and be it further resolved that the Town Board appoints Vivian Gerardo as member of the ZBA to fill the unexpired term of Joseph Greco until December 31st,
I'm not sure when the,
2028.
2028, and be it further resolved, the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes its town clerk, Yolanda D. Capelli, to advertise for alternate applicants to the town of Kent ZBA. I make this motion.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Next, we are going to move on to our EMS. Tonight, we are going to be appointing an interim director, as well as hiring 3 more EMTs to ride on the ambulance. Do you want to say anything? Here,
Are they on here?
use this one.
Okay.
Sorry, it's the same thing.
Oh, you kill me with these last names, I swear.
Well, is there any comments?
Oh, I don't know. David, you want to come up and introduce yourself?
I told him he didn't have to, but you're
Well, we're
putting
gonna
him on the spot.
Everybody better get to see his face.
I said he could
know who
come
it
in
is.
in January.
Good evening, David Rains. I'll be the acting program coordinator for EMS in Kent. I'm excited about it. We're in really good shape. We've been up and running since the 11th. We've covered all 14 calls since then. We'll be at 100% within another week once we get these 3 more bodies on. And we've had a couple of meetings with the Lake Carmel Fire Department, so we're working hand in hand with them symbiotically to make sure we have proper coverage throughout the town.
Great. Thank
I'm
you.
excited about the opportunity, so thank you.
Very good.
Anybody else on?
Any public comment?
You said that they've been up and running since December 11th?
Yes.
Is that the blue and black truck?
Yes.
Okay, because the other day there was a call up on my road, and there were paramedics, an ambulance, an Empress, but I didn't see Town of Kent.
It was the second call in district. We were on a call, it was the second call that they covered.
Just so that people at home can hear, there was 2 calls at the same time. We were at one call, another call dropped, so they had to go answer the other call.
Okay, it just seemed even what was there. So now, if I needed an ambulance, and I'm assuming Kent is coming, and Empress is there at the same time, what happens then? Because do they try to bill you? Like, I would
So if
know.
both
Let's say
am-
I'm having a heart attack.
If both ambulances show up at the same time, is that, okay.
Yeah.
So Kent is,
I can answer that. That's a great question. So how it currently works, we're the primary agency, so the first call that comes out will be the Town of Kent ambulance, backed up by the Lake Carmel ambulance if they're available. The paramedic service is provided by Empress, so you will see a vehicle that says Empress on it, and they're dispatched to serious calls like heart attacks and difficulty breathing. You won't see both a Town of Kent ambulance and an Empress ambulance at a call. They are only dispatched when we can't provide the service or on another call. So in no case should there be a Town of Kent or Lake Carmel ambulance with an Empress ambulance. Okay?
Okay, but the other night,
Unless it's the paramedic.
Correct,
Yeah,
unless it's
they're-
paramedic. Paramedic will
there
come.
was a car that said paramedics.
Okay, that's the Empress
And there was an
paramedic.
ambulance, red.
Okay, that's, okay.
And then it said Empress. So I was like, so, I mean, they're all billing, so it's like,
So you'll either get a bill from the Town of Kent EMS or you'll get a bill from Empress, not both.
okay, but can I say I don't want Empress?
It's a,
As I'm having my heart attack.
it'll be, again, that's only in the case there's multiple calls in the town that happens, so, and no, you can't pick and choose. But I would say 90+% of the time it'll be a Town of Kent or a Lake Carmel Fire Department ambulance. We have, there's one ambulance in the entire county with Empress, it's one shared ambulance, and they cover the eastern side of the county in the event an agency needs another ambulance. Okay? Yes, sir.
Barry, you want to say anything? No? Good? All right.
I'm confused. I thought it was supposed to be all Town of Kent, and now I'm hearing Lake Carmel also.
Well, Lake Carmel's volunteers.
So they do have their own ambulance still?
Yes, they
Lake
do.
Carmel still has an ambulance,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
But they still,
They gave us an ambulance and they kept an ambulance. They still have a volunteer ambulance corps. We're the primary, remember that. Right, David, we are the primary. If we're busy, the 911, whoever dispatches, calls Lake Carmel next. I would suspect that if Lake Carmel doesn't answer, Empress gets called next, or Carmel, or Patterson, or whoever they can get to
Mutual aid.
come.
But
Okay.
the reason why the town took on creating this department was because Lake Carmel Fire Department can't staff their ambulance
Right,
around the clock every day, so we had to step in.
Right.
But right now, Lake Carmel is helping us when we have a very small gap, so they are helping us and assisting us in that.
Just to clarify that,
You might as well stay up here until we tell you to sit down.
so we met, David Raines, we met with the Lake Carmel Fire Department when we started this, and they asked if they could provide service in a window of 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Monday to Friday, because they have dedicated volunteers who want to continue to volunteer. And we thought it would be in the best interest of the town and the fire department to partner with them and support them in providing that service. We are still staffed and ready to go, but from right now, there's a team of 2 EMTs at the Lake Carmel Firehouse till 10 p.m., and they will be the primary ambulance for that 4 hours, so they can maintain that organization and maintain that service.
Will they service Kent?
Yes. Any call that goes out in the town of Kent right now until 10 p.m., the first due ambulance will be Lake Carmel, and the second due ambulance will be town of Kent. And
In that 4-hour
In
window.
the 4 hours. The other 20 hours a day, it's the town of Kent.
Is it 7 days a week that
5,
window?
Monday to Friday.
So Saturday and Sunday, it's all the town
We're
of
we're
Kent?
24/7.
Okay.
We have coverage 24/7 on all weekends.
Now there's going to be nothing for you.
Everybody good? All right, you're not on the hot seat anymore. I'd like to make a resolution authorizing the temporary hiring of an EMS program administrator and EMTs for the town of Kent. Whereas the town of Kent is seeking to fill the position of emergency medical service EMS program administrator and emergency medical technicians. And whereas per email dated December 13th, 2024 from Claudia Dworsick, confidential secretary to the supervisor, the town is recommending the temporary hiring of David Raines as temporary EMS program administrator and EMT David Bergman, Jeffrey Sickler, and Joanna Tonchuk. I'm winging it here, guys.
You did well.
Pending completion of all civil service requirements at the rate of $20 per hour. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes the hiring of David Raines as temporary EMS program administrator and EMT for a 3-month period pending completion of all civil service requirements of a rate of $35 an hour. And David Bergman, Jeffrey Sickler, Joanna Tunchuk at a rate as EMT pending completion of all service requirements at a rate of $20 per hour. Did I say David Bergman already? I think so.
Yes,
I'm kind of doing add-ons here. For a 3-month,
No.
his isn't the 3-month period. David Bergman's is the 3-month period.
Until we have everything.
Okay. Be it, no, okay, that's all of that one. And be it further resolved, the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to give effect to this resolution. I make this motion.
Second.
Not completely.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry.
What's wrong?
So someone's going to have to.
Yeah, it's written on this
Can
one.
you hand that to
Pass
Lana?
one down. There's not, it's kind of half of it's for one line and half of it's for the other. That's what was screwing me up.
Okay,
Well, is that good, Lana?
I hope so.
Okay. All right, next we have our ARPA funding. So we have some ARPA funds left to spend that we have to allocate by the end of December. We don't have to spend it by the end of December, but we have to allocate the funds, and we have been discussing some different projects to allocate the money to. Do you want me to just go down the list and then, okay. We are looking to allocate $25,000 for an electric sign outside of, out front of town hall. $20,000 for engineering at Lake Tibet. Let me do that one last.
For the dam.
For the dam, yes. Towards the, I was gonna say Broken Bridge, towards the Memorial Bridge, the rest of the money after the FEMA, that we are looking to allocate $26,242.65. That way it doesn't have to come out of taxpayers' money. $40,000 to the police department for equipment, $15,000 for engineering at Lake Carmel so that our workers can finally have a bathroom
At the maintenance building.
at the maintenance building, and $15,000 for an office trailer at Highway.
Is that for a new one or for renovation?
Renovations of it.
Renovation of the existing one.
So I don't know who wants to start the discussion.
Ann?
You want to just run those numbers by me again? I just want to make sure we've got our total where we think it is.
I can give it to you and then you can add it up if you want here.
Yeah, that'd be great, thanks.
You
Sorry, I
can't.
didn't get a chance to do that ahead of time.
Yes, well.
On the agenda for the legislators tonight, they're taking ARPA money that you've requested from Lake Carmel to that building down here. Why?
Because we received grant money from Matt Slater, and that was, I'm sorry, Mike Lawler. And
After that was allotted.
after,
We don't
and
need
that,
Oh,
no, we
that's-
don't
it
need
was
it, so
after that,
it would just, we wouldn't be able to use it.
Okay, I didn't hear any discussion about it before, that's why I was, because they're having their meeting tonight, so it's
Correct.
really.
And we should vote on that too, just to cover all the bases.
That's a good
Right.
idea. It
But-
should be put
But
on
we
there.
received
But maybe we could-
1.237 or
When you do
whatever it
your
is million
workshops.
dollars.
You
for
know,
that
maybe it
project.
could be, the public knowing these things, because again, just saw the agenda and went,
So we actually, because of the ARPA money we originally requested, which we wanted to use for engineering for Lake Carmel Dam, to give us some seed money from
Right.
Lake Carmel Dam to get started, we got that. We got that from the county. After that, we got awarded the congressional line item from
I remember
Congressman
seeing
Mike
it in the
Lawler,
paper.
which covered the
senators.
entire cost
Cost
of the
of it.
engineering of the Lake Carmel
So
Dam.
you're just moving
So
that
we got
over.
that extra money and we're on a deadline.
yes, the
We
money
are on a
from the-
strict deadline. It had to go tonight to be
yes.
able to
Yeah,
get
no,
that to where we want.
The money from the
Right.
county could only be used for engineering on Lake Carmel Dam, but we didn't need any more money, so it just made sense to put, and it could only be rolled over to a project that they've already approved.
Okay.
It couldn't be,
Right. It
we
could be
couldn't come up
something
with a
new.
new project.
okay. Okay.
Right. And some of the ARPA money is different. There's county ARPA money that we have.
Yep, this is town ARPA
This
funds
is
that we're
town
discussing
ARPA
tonight.
funds.
But we should vote on this county change as
I
well.
Okay.
agree.
I just want to give you a letter that I got off the legislators' agenda, and it's Jamie's letter, and it says that the town hall building is on Route 301. Well,
It's close. You might be able to see it if you look
This was
across.
from-
not a typo, not this time. Well, hopefully they don't make a resolution that says 301.
Yeah. Celia typed up.
Guess what, Sue? We can call it a typo if it's a typo. This time and every time. It is a typo.
I don't know what else it would be other than a typo, but, okay. And do you need me to, I know I kind of scribbled stuff on there, so I don't know if you want me
I
to.
just double checked, the math is perfect.
Okay.
Someone knows what they're doing.
I did that myself with a calculator though.
Well done.
All right?
All right, so I think,
Are you winging this resolution?
So before
Just
you
make a
do that,
motion.
I do want to say that I had expressed a concern that with all the opportunities we've had, we have not allocated funds towards a comprehensive plan update, which I had hoped we would be doing. It does need to get done within the next few years, so if we don't take this opportunity now on
Worry about
ARPA,
it.
we're going to have to find that funding in the budget or do some kind of a bond, although we are still waiting to hear, once again, we've applied for a third time for grant funding to do a smart growth comprehensive plan update. So maybe we'll get lucky and get that funding and it won't be an issue. But just so on the record, that's out there, that's something we will need to address within the next, say, 2 to 5 years.
Yeah. Also, with these monies, these aren't out of our general budget, but rather ARPA monies that we're getting, and if we do not spend them, we have to give these monies back. And so basically, we can spend them on what? Engineering, infrastructure, this is what we're allowed to spend them on. Okay?
All right, so should I just wing this,
Yep.
this
Yeah, just make a
resolution?
motion to allocate the remaining town ARPA funds as follows.
Okay, I make a motion to allocate the following town ARPA funds as follows. Electric sign, 25,000. Lana, I'll give you this after I'm done.
Okay.
So then you don't. Lake Tibet Engineering, 20,000. I have broken bridge, but
Now repaired.
Repaired bridge.
repaired bridge at Lake Carmel. Sorry, let me just, okay. $26,242.65. The police department, equipment, 40,000. Engineering of the Lake Carmel bathroom, 15,000. Office trailer at highway renovations of existing, 15,000, for a total of $141,242.65. I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Can you just give that to Lana?
And I make a motion to add an item to
Oh,
the
yes.
agenda with respect to the county ARPA.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So as we just discussed, we do need to approve that reallocation that the county is going to vote on Thursday night. I don't want them coming back and
No,
saying.
tonight.
Well, tonight was
Oh.
the preliminary.
Oh, yes,
Right,
and then
that goes to
Thurs-
the full ledge on Thursday. I
Right.
think tonight is rules or something.
Yes, rules.
That's voting on it? So again, we would lose that $235,000 if we didn't move it into another approved project, and it's the 11th, or shall I say the 12th hour, doing this at the last meeting of the ledge of the year. So I move that we approve the request to have the county reallocate the funds, or do I need to actually say we're approving it, since we're not really approving it?
You can approve it.
Okay. The request to have those funds reallocated from the Lake Carmel Dam engineering to the old town hall renovation.
Make the motion.
I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks.
Okay.
Covering the bases.
So next I have some vacation time to allow rollover for 3 employees. My secretary, Claudia Dworsick, is asking for 40 hours of vacation to be rolled over. Bill Walters is asking for 7 days of vacation time to be rolled over, and Kathy Vaquera is asking for 64 hours or 8 days to be rolled over. I'm asking that we allow this tonight and to give them until June to use up this time, just because it's a very busy time, and I don't even know if you're gonna be able to take it in January, so,
I'm fine with it.
yep. Okay,
Whoever reads the resolution should add that they have to use the time by the end of June 2025, because we did not put that
It's
in.
not in there.
okay.
Jeremy, you want to take?
Sure. Nancy, what was it, June what?
June of 2020,
Oh, just June.
30th?
June 30th.
June
30th.
30th, 2025.
Okay, I'll put it at the end. I make a motion to adopt a resolution authorizing carryover of vacation time, whereas by email dated December 13th, 2024, Claudia Dvorak, confidential secretary of the supervisor, requested that her remaining 5 days of vacation time be carried over into 2025. And whereas by letter dated December 12th, 2024, William Walters, Town of Kent Building Inspector, requested that his remaining 7 days of vacation time be carried over into 2025. And whereas by letter dated December 12th, 2024, Catherine Vaccaro, Building Department Clerk, requested that her remaining 8 days of vacation time be carried over into 2025. And whereas the Town Board wishes to authorize the remaining vacation time for the year 2024 due to Mr. Vorsak, Mr. Walters, and Ms. Vaccaro be carried over into the 2025 calendar year. Now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board authorizes the carryover of the remaining vacation time for Mr. Warsick, Mr. Walters, and Ms. Vaccaro as of December 31st, 2024, into the calendar year of 2025 to be used no later than June 30th, 2025. I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Except for bills.
Except for, yeah.
With all your inspections, you don't have time.
Yep.
All right. All right, we good?
We good?
No, let's, any announcements, or, oh, you can do your vouchers first. Yeah, you're good.
All right. I ask the board to approve the following vouchers for December 17th, 2024. They're over the threshold. Appalachia, $31,207.46 for highway treated salt. Commissioner of Finance, $481.69 for the Putnam County T&C warrant adjustment. Semco Water, $11,766.94 for Water District Number 1 roof repair leak. Digital Surveillance Solutions, Inc., $6,282 for Kent PD Tech Grant. Gabrielli Truck Sales, $7,832.92 for municipal repairs for parts. Kingston Equipment Rental Incorporated, $30,001. Partial billing Memorial Park Bridge. Galls LLC, $3,543.51 for Kent PD equipment and uniform supplies. Lawman Supply Company, $2,410 for Kent PD ammunition. Logo Mat Central, $2,504.20 for Kent PD logo mat for station. F.I. Adams, Inc., $10,000 for excavation catch basin for Longfellow Hutchinson. F.I. Adams, Inc., $10,000 excavation catch basin Armonk Longfellow. F.I. Adams, Inc., $10,000 excavation catch basin for Longfellow Knollcrest. Managed Technologies, $2,769.24 for IT support from 12/2 to 12/8/2024 and 12/9/12/15/2024. Millennium Strategies LLC, $3,500 for December 2024 services. NISHIP, $266,438.13 for employee health benefits. Ring Squared, $3,909.89 for Town Hall from 12/1 through 12/23/2024. Superior Distributors, $4,497.26 for municipal repairs, shop supplies. Toshiba, $2,261.83 for maintenance invoice 9/1 through 11/30/2024. Municipal repairs, $24,731.40 for November 2024 chargeback and highway. Trailer King, $3,900.70 for highway services to vehicles. Tri-County Carting, $4,000 for sandblasting, priming of a dump truck. Wind Waste, $10,471.75 from 12/2 to 12/6 for 2024 for Lake Carmel, and Wind Waste $7,511.25 from 10/15 to 10/18 for 2024 Lake Carmel sanitation. And one additional, Royal Carting Services, $6,198.95 for recycling. I ask the board to approve as read.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, did we want to do Diana Morales?
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
Okay.
good catch,
Good,
Ed.
yes.
I make a motion to add an item to the agenda.
Second.
For Lake Carmel?
For Lake Carmel.
Okay, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The board interviewed, we have a vacancy on the Lake Carmel Park District Advisory Board. The board interviewed someone tonight. So, I make a motion to appoint Diana Morales to the Lake Carmel Park District Advisory Board to fill an existing term that I'm not sure
Neither.
what it is. We can fill it in. I make the motion.
Second, and with pleasure, actually seemed like a very qualified. She has a big-time conservation science degree in lake studies and lake management. I think she'll be a great addition to the Lake Carmel.
I think
Park Advisory Board.
overqualified.
You're gonna hurt everybody else's feelings. No, she's perfectly qualified for the position.
Okay, did you second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I have no announcements other than to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday Season, and we will see you on January 7th for our organizational
Oh,
meeting.
yeah, public.
Yeah, I know, but that was my announcement.
You had none.
That was my announcement, though.
And I'm gonna add Happy New Year, safe, healthy, Happy New Year to everyone also.
And I will just say, and remember to check out the great events at the library. Many new things starting up in the new year. Thanks.
Any public comment?
At the last meeting, you said the auditor would be here to tell the public the health of the town. I asked if the auditors were coming. Usually, like, we used to have Bennett Kielsen come once a year at around budget time. No?
I don't remember saying that at the
I
last
don't remember
meeting.
that either.
Yeah, at the last
I
meeting.
think Yulia said it,
Yulia said it, that he was going to be
See you at the
here.
last meeting.
that
This-
you
tonight.
asked and she said they would be here.
Yeah. I asked.
She said it.
She said, okay. I can ask her, I don't know, I know
If you
we,
could, I mean, they used to come in and once a year and kind
Well,
of give a report
we are
to the
getting,
public.
we are getting.
That's different.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
all right.
so
I
you'll
will
check?
ask Julia.
Okay.
Couldn't have
Thank
been
you.
the last meeting.
The what?
The last meeting lasted all of about 14 minutes.
Yeah.
The
No,
meeting-
no, I think it was during the budget, the
Yeah,
budget.
Well,
and that's- and I had
Amelia was
asked the
here for
question.
presentation, probably she'd have
Yeah,
said it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Kathy asked that it hasn't, we hadn't had it like since COVID, and she said that she could get them to come. She didn't say they were scheduled, but she said that she could ask them to come.
Jamie had said that it'll be the next meeting, but I think you think the other auditors that I'm talking about, I don't know what their name is now, but it was Van Kielsen.
Connolly something.
We can, I'll ask Julia on,
I
it's
don't
tomorrow.
think you did, I think she did.
Okay, on Thursday, we'll ask her.
Okay, thank you.
Any other public comment?
Good. Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.